Alright everybody, I had my breakfast, falafel from that place over there, which was pretty good. The sauce they had was pretty good. But now I'm gonna try out that other pastry shop's pastel de nata. Compare it to how it was over in Portugal. The pastry is nice and crispy and flaky. It's not as fresh. It's really crispy. And custard on the inside is pretty good. I think it's not quite as good because the ones in Portugal that I had were like freshly made. Other than that, they're pretty good. They do what you need them to do.
All rice.
Check that out. All right, we're going to be going to Union Station. That's where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to Union Station where we'll, I guess go to? What are we doing in Union Station?
It's just safe.
All right, we're just walking to Union Station right now.
Along the way, there's a lot of flat iron buildings.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of interesting architecture and things like that. So I guess we're just kind of walking around the city right now. Oh, that's cute little dogs, fake dogs in the fountain. And the CN Tower is right over there. Too bad I can't climb the steps on the CN Tower, but apparently they have 2 benefits each year, or a benefit twice a year, where you can climb the CN Tower. They just cram across this hallway. Really, really cool. It's like indoor street. I guess that leads to one of the main stations. It's better than Fulton Street Station, which sucks. It costs New York City a ton of money. For what? Look at that. Does everything that you wanted Fulton Street Station to do anyway. It does it better. Getting off the tram, and here I am at Chinatown number 3. Again, is it 7 REIs, 3 cemeteries, and 3 Chinatowns now? Not that I particularly planned it this way, but here we are in Toronto's Chinatown. A larger and more real Chinatown than other places. At least on my first impression. Oh, it's still windy. But yeah, I guess we'll just kind of see here what it is to see. Oh no, it's the 4th Chinatown. All right, so we're heading to Kensington Market as well, but also we happen to be again in the Chinatown area, which is, I don't know what you want to say. Owen likes the Chinese-ification in Chinatowns. I don't really particularly care. In fact, I think it's Uncle Tomming a little bit to be Chinese-ifying your Chinatowns, but no one asked me. Yeah, so one of the cool things about this particular neighborhood is all the kind of street art that they have here, and it's some pretty good street art. I was told by my cousin that apparently a while ago they had a mayor who was trying to kind of remove this stuff, which is crazy to me, you know. And you know, you've heard me say this stuff before, but it's nice to see things that kind of come out that are, I guess, fairly organic, right? People who want to do this stuff of whatever their own accord, or I don't know what the arrangements are, if they're arrangements of people doing this, you know, with the consent of whoever it is that owns these places, but just the fact that, you know, there's some really talented people out there and they left their mark. It's kind of cool just to see that. All right, here in City Hall.
In front, then there's the corner sign.
This is the downtown area. You can see, I guess this is the old City Hall here. And then there's the new City Hall over there. I think I'm getting a little better at walking backwards. But yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool. Interesting mix of like older buildings that are still here that didn't, I guess maybe for historic reasons, get knocked down, and like kind of these newer business type of buildings. Okay, I didn't realize I'm actually looking at the back of the City Hall building. And I guess my cousin was just telling me, but I knew it was like this City Hall was like in the 60s, which explains the architecture a lot. But there's this giant plaza here, which I guess is like, that's the City Hall. And that's sort of the side that you actually want to be looking at. So, oh, this is the plaza that, all right, looks fine. And check it out. It's like it's the kind of architecture you expect to be in like a futuristic movie from like, again, the 60s. And this huge plaza here. I'm here in University of Toronto. I guess, what is this, the third college that I've visited? But actually I'm here because there's apparently an interesting science fiction sort of library that I want to check out. Also, just like looking at the campus, it's a cool little campus. Doesn't remind me of any particular campuses that I've been to. No, not really. It's pretty big. Then I have an idea maybe to do one other thing here. I'll have to see how feasible it is. I'll let you guys know either way what I wanted to do. Well, we're heading out to this library. I think it's the Merrill Library. And we'll see. All right, guys, I'm at the Toronto Public Library. And actually, I guess this collection is part of the Toronto Public Library, which I'm going to go in right now and see if I can get access to the collection. All right, so I just got out of the rare books collection. It was interesting, but unfortunately, you kind of have to know exactly what book you want to get, or short story, or whatever. They have basically been collecting science fiction and fantasy novels and materials and you know, anything related to that for like decades. And they said they used to allow people to run through the stacks, but and look through the stacks, but the, you know, like just books would just get pretty badly damaged. So I wasn't looking for anything specific, but I looked at some of their their regular contemporary stuff. Seems like a cool place if you are into science fiction and fantasy in any way. Nice place to kind of go to try and check out, but you got to know specifically what you're looking for. So that's kind of was a bit of a shame. All right, so this is my next thing that I'm going to try to do. Is, for those of you who don't know, famous controversial psychologist Jordan Peterson is faculty here at this particular university, at this particular campus. And apparently he's a faculty member of the Arts and Sciences, which the Arts and Sciences building is just a couple blocks down here. So I'm kind of interested to see if he has an office, and maybe I'll be able to get into the office or go to the office, just take my picture in front of it or something, or if he's there. I guess me and him can have a chat about things, like whether or not he believes that IQ differences between race and ethnicity are genetically, biologically determined, which I'm pretty sure he does, but he doesn't want to say it. So we'll see what happens. take a look at the directory here. I'll see you at the cafe.
Yeah.
Let's see. Back at a university. I think this apparently the psychology department's on the 3rd floor. Department of Psychology. Ford T20. Okay. Not at all surprising. So that's it. Maybe he's on a sabbatical. Maybe it says he's on leave. I wonder if they're just putting it there because it's probably really hard to have somebody like him have open public office hours. Oh, this is not actually this is first floor, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It's probably not that easy to have someone like him have open public office hours. Or maybe he is on leave. All right, I also just went over to the actual psychology department main office or something, and I guess one of the TAs there said basically they don't know that he has an office and he really is on leave. So this is it ends here, which is sort of sad. Again, it'd be interesting for somebody who's as controversial as him to have like a public office that someone could actually just walk into, but I guess that's kind of just it. There's not really much else I can do. Interesting, in front of the building, or in the hallway, it said that the hallway was being recorded. I wonder how many situations they had, maybe when he did actually have a public office with office hours and things like that. But that's about it. Nothing else interesting at U of T in my eyes.
I know.
Okay, so we walked over to, right by the Blue Jay Stadium, and we walked over to the CN Tower, which I've been in, so it's not really the biggest thing for me. But for those of you who don't know, oh wait, see, I still have to go even further. So that's the CN Tower. It's a cool thing to go to if you're ever in Toronto. You've got all the other things that towers have of those types. They have they have a rotating restaurant, which some towers don't have. They've got the plexiglass floor, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I think there's like an underground. There's an underground, like, I don't know, shopping thing down under the ground here too. But yeah, CN Tower, check that out. So, yeah. I don't really know why they built it, but I'm pretty sure it's like an antenna right now. So.